Hello, welcome to Lunchtime with Liz. Today we're going to do something a little fall oriented since it is October now. This is the card I'll be making with you today. Great all occasion card, just as I thought of you today. So that could be for a birthday, that can just be for anything really. I thought of you today, so I love that one. So this is what I'm going to be creating. Let me tell you what I'll be using. I will be using Intricate Leaves dies. And these are in the mini catalog. I'll be using the Timber 3D embossing folder, which is also in the mini catalog. I'm using the stamp set Love of Leaves, and this is in the annual catalog, the large catalog, but I'm really just using the words for this. So you can use any words that you want. And then this is a super cool punch. I don't know if you've seen this one yet. This is in the annual, the big catalog. This is called Lovely Labels Pick-a Punch. And there's two different endings that you could do on this. They're like, let me show you here. It's this banner here. And you could do this flat-ended banner or a rounded-ended banner. And you can make your banners a 1/2 inch, 3/4 of an inch, or 1 inch wide on each of them. So it's almost like 6 punches all in one. Pretty cool. The paper that I'll be using is Harvest Meadow, which is in the mini catalog. And then we'll be using Crumb Cake ink and the Early Espresso suede ribbon. Okay, so let's get started. Here are the pieces that I need. This is Soft Succulent is the cardstock base. And again, it's an 8.5 by 11, cut in half, and then I scored it. So we'll fold that in half. And then use the bone folder to crease that real well. And then this piece here, this white, this is vanilla, I'm sorry. I'm using vanilla cardstock, and this vanilla is 4 by 5 1/4. And then I have another piece of vanilla here, which is 3/4 inches by 2.5 inches. Okay, set that aside. And then I cut ribbons that I need. I cut a ribbon long enough to fit around this way, and then I cut a ribbon to fit this way. And these I went ahead, these are the dies, and I went ahead and cut those out ahead of time. Some of them are dies like this, and it just cuts the outline. And then there's other ones that are detailed. It looks like this here. Let me see, let me show you. Okay, this one here, look at all those details there. So the detail one will cut out like this. Isn't that cool? Okay, so I cut those out ahead of time, so you, just to make it a little bit simpler here. So these are both from the same set of dies. This is the embossing folder. This is a 3D embossing folder. This came up over the weekend at the retreat. The 3D embossing folders are really hard to bend, so they're super thick. If you can make them bend pretty easily, that's just the standard embossing folder, but this is a thick one. And the difference is the thick ones just make a much more, like a deeper embossed image. Okay, so normally we would put this through the cut and emboss machine and do an embossing. I'm not going to do that though this time, just to give you another idea of what you can do with these embossing folders. So I'm going to open this up, the side that says Stampin' Up on it. I'm going to open this up. And I'm taking Crumb Cake ink, and I'm just going to ink the entire thing. This is a water-based ink, so when you're finished with it, you can just stick it right under the faucet and it'll run right off. Okay, so I'm going to ink that real well. And then I'm going to take my paper, lay that down, and we're going to close it up. And then I'm just going to rub this on here. You want to rub all the edges, get to the end. You want to get the middle. And I'm not using cut and emboss, just pressing down on pressure so it won't be embossed. Pull that open. Take that out of there and look at that. How's that? So it's almost like you just stamped it. And that's what it looks like. It looks like you stamped it. So again, like I said, when you're done with it, then just take it and run it under the faucet and it'll run right out of there. Let me close up that. Actually, you know what? While I have this out, we'll do this right away. So that's that piece. Isn't that cool? So give that a try if you haven't done that with an embossing folder yet. While this is open, I'm going to go ahead and stamp my words. This is my piece that I had here. This is 3/4 inches by 2.5 inches. And I'm going to slide this in. There are guides on here. So you want to make sure your paper lines up in the guides. And you're going to slide it. If you look on the back, you want to slide it all the way in until it hits the back part there. Okay, but here, and just push it in all the way till it hits the back and then punch. Pull that out, and there you go. Look at that. Neat little edge there. So I'm stamping I thought of you today. I'm going to go over to the right edge. Straight down, straight back up without rocking. And then we'll close up the ink pad. We want to make sure our ink pads stay fresh and juicy as long as possible. Okay, and I'm only doing one end, but you could do both ends if you wanted to have that scallop type edging on both, but I'm only doing one side. Flip this over, and we're gonna put some adhesive. And then this is just going to get wrapped here. I'm going to stick that down in the adhesive in the back. Okay, so it's just sticking right to the adhesive. And then we'll take this one here. My fingers are sticking to the back. I will say the ribbon, I did it over the weekend at the retreat, but it was tricky, is attaching ribbon with the liquid glue. I do like the liquid glue for other things. With the ribbon, it takes a little while for the liquid glue to dry, just a few minutes, and it's really hard with the ribbon to do that. So attaching ribbon is much easier with the Stampin' Seal. I'm not saying it can't be done with the liquid glue, but it's definitely harder. Why make your life harder, right? We got enough of that going on. Okay, and I just add just a little bit of extra adhesive on the ribbon so that everything sticks well to the card base. So I'm going to take that now and put that right on there. Oh, I got a little bug in my stamping area. Bye, bug. Okay, so I'll set that there, and then I'm going to take this little piece. We'll put some adhesive on the back. Ladies, I'm so thankful that you're here with me. Again, some of you have started commenting or liking the videos, and I just so appreciate that, just so you know. Let's see. We're going to take these. I want to layer these on top. You could use adhesive sheets to go on the back, and that will make this like a sticker. They are in the main catalog. What I'm going to do is just put a little adhesive on the back of this solid leaf. And then I'm going to stick it together like that. Okay, so now they're stuck together. Grab some dimensionals because everything needs to, most of my cards need to have something that pops up, right? All right, so I just put dimensionals on the back there. We're going to take these and we'll move them around to wherever it fits with the words, whatever I got going here. I'll stick it right like that. And there you go. And that's our card for today. So I hope you enjoyed that. Hope you learned something new. Maybe that was, you know, inking up the embossing folder and getting this background stamped there, which is awesome. So let me know if you learned something new here, or hey, even if there's something you'd like to see in a future video. Comment that below. I'd love to see that. That would give me some ideas. So anyway, hope you enjoyed that, and I'll talk with you later, guys. Bye-bye.